Everyone, welcome back to the Artist Coaching Podcast for all artists who are in it for the long term. At least that's the last slogan we kind of had. So
Working
that's
on a new slogan.
working on a new one. Um, Today you can expect us talking about John Summit and Armin van Buren, micro niches, and the purple cow. Right? But
Yeah.
first of all, Ralph's not here. He's in the studio with someone else. So that's how important we are. And Jay, congratulations.
Yes, sorry, ladies who are listening. I'm now officially off the market.
Officially off the market.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got engaged with my
Well,
fiance
I
now.
hope your girlfriend or
Yes, and we already had 2 kids, so I kind of was off the market already, but now it's extra. And now, if we get married, it's another extra step. So I'm so sorry, ladies who still had hope.
it's
It's
done.
gone. I'm
It's
gone.
done. He's gone.
Off the
Gone
market.
forever. Yeah.
But yeah,
Congratulations. The
thank
day
you.
looked the day looked beautiful
It
on
was.
the
I'm
on
also eating some sugar tablets
me
because
too.
my sugar's a bit low. So
Me too. Bou- Bounty.
bounty, and bounty erbij.
Lekker een bounty. Lekker
So
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got engaged.
That's
Serious
that
shit.
so as you do in the weekends.
That's what you do when you don't have the kids with you for one weekend. It's your chance.
That's when you get engaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, guys, in the chat
huh?
for congratulating me in the chat. So
Nice. Thanks everyone and welcome to the live stream. Renzo, Lion Harris, Josh is here, Avard, Bit3 Music. What's up everyone? Welcome back. How was the gig, Jay? Because you also had to play in Italy.
at Nameless Festival,
It's a
I
big one.
always wanted to play there, and it happened. And it was even better than I could have dreamed of. Like the Nameless tent, so you have the main stage and some other stage in the tent. The tent's like legendary because people go there to actually like rave. They
Mhm.
dance, they sing, Italians. So I have my new sound, melodic rave. They loved it. They were going hard, almost every drop, which was amazing. And in the last 10 minutes, I was like, "You guys deserve a little throwback." So I played some of my old tracks, like Electric Elephants, of which I also have a new edit, by the way.
A
I,
melodic rave edit.
yeah.
Okay.
I played Wizard, I played Spotless, and people just they were already going crazy. But I didn't know they could go harder, but they did. So it was yeah, it was a dream. I got engaged the day before, and then I got to play Nameless, and people were so energetic and lovely. So also when I came to the crowd like after to sign some stuff and like take some photos, they were like, "Congratulations on your marriage and your engagement." So beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful,
Nice man.
experience. Yeah.
And can people check out those new edits?
Yeah, the some of it I posted on Instagram. In case you're following me and TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and in case you're following me, I have been posting way more. I'm trying to post every day now because I had a you know how you have shower arguments with yourself.
No.
You never have that. You don't have
No.
like. Well, I had
What's a shower argument?
just a shower thoughts. You're just in the shower, and like hmm.
I
Like
have walking thoughts, as in when I walk, that helps
okay.
me.
Well, sometimes I have like I have or need to have an argument with someone or like a professional talk, and in the shower, it in my head then play it off. But I had a shower interview with myself, and it was like a pretend manager or pretend agent who was like, "Hey, why don't you post every day? If this is your profession." And I was like, "I have no idea. I
Good
didn't have an
question.
answer. I did not have an answer." So I was like, "Hey, let's just try for the foreseeable future, I'm not gonna put a day to it or to post every day, because why not? I want to share my stuff. I want to share some thoughts. I want to sometimes also be pushed to like, hey, today, what's on my mind?
Hmm.
Post it.
Yeah,
One
but
post was about the Juno. I'm like, sometimes
yeah.
I talk to people here as well, like, yeah, I basically don't use it. Why not post that? Why not throw that online? And
Yeah, so it's you do post daily, but you want to make sure that it's still authentic to you, as in it's
yeah,
your story.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have missed the day. I think it was the day we got engaged. I didn't post anything. Like, there's more important stuff than posting. But it's like, hey, the intent to post legitimate stuff is there, and stuff that represents me, my sound, my vision of melodic rave. That's it. So yeah, putting yourself to it's a kind of like the, hey, I want to make an idea every day, a new idea. It
Hmm.
puts yourself a bit under pressure to create stuff, and it can work. So yeah,
You do know that there's a nice YouTube concept in there, right? J Hardway in the shower, like just you
shower
talking,
thoughts.
like
Yeah, yeah. Could I could do that. Could do
like
that.
just put up the phone like
But
against
it's
the shower wall and start talking against yourself. That my friend is gold.
yeah, but it happens in your head. Sometimes you have there's it could be issues like business issues or something. You're just like, I should address this, but you don't, and it ends up coming back either in the shower or in your bed. Um, so yeah, I know I should just
Josh, I know
say
I should shower, but
shower,
the
but the
voices in my
voices
head
in my
go.
head go.
Yeah, that's a nice
Um,
concept.
but yeah, it's I think yeah, I don't want to. That's what we talked about also before a bit. I don't want to be that guy like, you should post every day, like blah blah blah. It's because we get a bit. I don't know if you want to address this already, Joey, because we
Yeah,
haven't.
let's go in. Let's go into it.
But it's we're getting a bit tired of a lot of the content. So
Content
like,
fatigueness.
yeah,
Content.
we're content fatigue. It's like
Yeah.
those creators that are like, you should post every day. You should do this. You should do that. If those creators just focus on making something cool, because now we're making posts about how to post. It's very weird.
You know what I
What's
have to
next? Post about how to post about how to post. It's
very, very macro.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'm
You,
also tired of it.
you know what I have to think about a lot lately? It's a book that I
Boobs.
haven't fully read, to
Oh,
be honest.
not boobs.
Um, hmm?
I thought it was boobs. That was my first guess.
Boobs? No.
You asked, what do I have to think about a lot? I thought boobs
Oh,
was.
boobs. No, books.
Oh,
Uh,
boobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a certain book that I partly read, which is called The Purple Cow. It's a classic. And some of the people in the chat or who's listening right now might know it. It's from Seth Godin, marketing genius. Um, and why I'm thinking about it is, let's just give an example of what The Purple Cow is about. Um, if you drive down the road and you drive past some land with some cows on it, you probably don't bother looking because you've seen a million cows. You know how they look, you know how they behave, you know how they sound. You simply do not care, right? It's a cow. You've seen a million of them. Now, what would happen if you would drive on that same road and in between all of those other cows, there's a purple cow? Then you would probably look back and like, what the fuck was that, right? Like
Hey.
you kind
Yeah.
of are surprised, like, hey, I know it's a cow, but it's
Mhm.
not something I've seen before. That is the purple cow effect, as in that is the marketing geniusness of Seth Godin, as in you want to make something that is recognizable, something we already know, but slightly different.
Yeah.
Right? We already know a cow. We know how a cow looks. We know how it
Mhm.
sounds, but we've not seen a purple cow. That's what sells. So that's why I'm thinking about that lately a lot, is because of this, the content fatigue, the lack of creativity, the lack of
Yeah. R-
authenticity in
the rise
music.
of coaches who are,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
all that stuff. Like none of the people dare to be the purple cow.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like none of all these people try to be different, try to be something else. Like
Yep.
they're all just cows.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cowards.
Hmm?
They're cowards.
Cow
That's where the
words,
word
yeah,
coward comes from, no?
exactly. And to me, I'm kind of getting tired of it. As in,
Yeah.
we were talking briefly about like the era when we started, like the old school era that a lot of people talk about in EDM. All those tracks that you still play today, all those tracks that you still know today, have been purple cows.
Yeah.
Have been songs that make you like on the dance floor, like in a whole set of
Hey,
music.
something's happening. Yeah.
It was that one track that you were like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
The first time I heard Satisfaction of Benny Benassi, I still remember it today because it was so different
Yeah.
from what we used to know back then.
Hmm.
And the first time you heard Animals, the first time
But
you heard Levels.
we
Hmm?
knew tracks with four to the floor kicks. We knew tracks with
Exactly.
vocals,
We
but
knew dance
the
music.
way everything came together in
Yeah.
that track, and like there's a slight change. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
huh?
And
Yeah.
I think if you think about Afrojack, for example, how he got famous back then is we knew EDM in its state,
Yeah.
but he brought like those high bleeps in it, which was like, what's
And
this?
he had a very specific sidechain that you can just
True.
tell, hey, that's Afrojack sidechain.
Yeah.
And that's a
Yeah.
more maybe the nerds of us that hear that, but there's definitely also the bleeps and
No, my
bleeps,
mom
loops,
my mom
and
mentioned it as well. It's
yeah,
the side
she was
chain.
like, "What is that sidechain on that Sia record? There's
Yeah.
not Afrojack on it, but I hear Afrojack." Yeah, it's because he wrote it, but he
Yeah.
wasn't. Uh,
No, but that's why.
but I think, and this is where sometimes we go off on the discussion, because I think what also annoys me, because I agree with you fully, but what also annoys me is the content that goes, let's bring back the golden era. Let's bring back those sounds.
Mhm.
Everybody listening, I want to emphasize this from my perspective. It's not about those sounds or those tracks per se. It's about right now, we want to hear and always want to hear something new, something pushing boundaries a bit. There is stuff like that happening, but I don't think we need to reinvent entire genres. Or if you love like 128 BPM big room, it's not like, hey, we need like Klankensler 170 BPM fucking terror. No, we don't want big room that was released in 2016. We want something that sounds new, and I think that
Yeah.
is always something that people long for,
Yeah,
and the
because
artists are the one that have to bring that. And I think saying, yeah, we're going back to progressive and having the sound still the same as 2016, and respect a lot of those guys, but I also think, also try to push, if you're known
yeah,
for that sound, yeah, you should exploit it, man. I'm also a commercial person. Exploit that shit, but also push the boundaries. Try to come up with new stuff that people are like, huh? But you know what's the scary thing there? And this is also in books, and there's golf books also, but not to bore you with golf. But it's like you have to dare to be bad and to suck. You
mhm,
have to be very like, especially when you already have a name. It's like, hey, dare to suck. Your stuff that you're gonna post online, people are gonna comment on it, and it's gonna be like people might hate on it. That's what you have to dare. It is practically very easy to post your stuff online, but mentally it can be a huge blockage. And I've
yeah.
posted more, and I've also posted stuff that I look like started the same day. I don't know yet if it's good. I just make and then post it online, and then people started like, "Oh, this sounds like the most random techno track ever. It's very boring." And then I'm kind of like, "Ooh, shit." But then I realize,
It's a cow.
no, not even that. But I realized like that's a fucking comment on it's words on a screen. Like I live my life. I know what I'm doing. I don't have to let that throw me off balance.
Yeah.
So if you're that person that's afraid to throw yourself out there, just man, so what? You get hate. Yeah, it's like you. If you're certain about your own stuff, about your own life,
Yeah,
how
but
can that bother you? You know,
that is a hard process though,
it's
as
very
in
hard.
we can talk
It's a
from
daily struggle. It's a daily struggle.
yeah, and we can talk from a position of being in the spotlight for more than 20 years now. Um, having to deal with this every single day, you kind of trained your muscle to not give a fuck about those contents,
Yeah,
about
yeah,
those comments.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Yeah.
And for most people I talk to, so let's say the upcoming artists, they're relatively new to this, so they're
Mhm.
a bit more insecure, sometimes a bit more younger as well,
Yep.
or most of the time actually. So it's not weird at all that people struggle with this, but it is something worth noting. Like you
Yep.
should not care that much about those opinions.
There's a
You
yeah.
you should listen to the opinions because they are valuable every now and
Mhm,
then,
mhm, mhm.
and you should take it into consideration, but not always let them impact you.
Yep. Yeah, they're true. And there's also a guy on Instagram I follow, and he does like art stuff, and he just scribbles, and he just scribbles with like different objects and stuff, and it some of the stuff he makes, I'm like, that's cool. I would hang that in my house. It's awesome. Some of the stuff is like that I could do that. A lot of it I could do, but he's also talking about that process and being like, what's stopping you from just doing this? What's stopping you from, hey, take this, set a
Yeah.
line? And I realized that's how I also make my music, by just starting and not like there's still in my head like that mental block of like, oh no, it's not going to be good. But that's like you said, in experience, you learn to put that aside.
Mm.
Um, that's something you need to start doing if you're listening. Put
Yeah.
that like because also your environment, your friends are gonna be like, "This is lame." You know, the people around you are gonna be like, "Oh, you also want to be a DJ. You also want to be a producer. Oh, good luck, man. You're never gonna make it." That kind of vibe. Get
Yeah.
rid of it. It's gonna be
True.
there, but put it on the side. You know, put it
Yeah.
on hold.
I want to go back a little bit to the nostalgia stuff that you mentioned,
Yep.
because connecting it to the purple cow effect, if you want to, if you're inspired by that music, it's all fine, right? If you
Mhm.
really like the progressive house sound, if you like the old school EDM sound, it's completely fine. Please, you do you.
Yep.
But be aware of the fact that all those tracks are cows, and that you need to make a purple cow, right? Like you
Mhm.
can iterate on what already happened, but make it new, make it different, change something about it, and don't just completely copy the old style, because that is already being done 1,000
We
times.
have, but it's also like we have purple cows.
Yeah.
Now make a green cow, for example. We haven't seen a
Yeah.
green cow yet,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
just yeah. But yeah, good point. Very
Exactly.
much.
Um, I see a lot of people coming into the live chat now. I see Jared Francis checking in. Renzo's here. Isan Kara, welcome. John and Mr. Smith is here. Descendant. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the live stream. John and Mr. Smith just went techno running. Nice, man.
Oh,
DJ Gast erop is. Hm?
that's his tip, I think. Just go
Oh,
techno
just
on
oh
it,
yeah,
man.
just go techno running. Yeah, that's well.
Exactly.
Honestly, that's a purple cow.
Yeah.
We know running, we know marathons, but we've not seen a guy making live music while doing marathons. That's a
Not
purple
true.
cow.
Very true.
What's up, Prodigy Music? Welcome to the stream. Um, Jay, you mentioned something about John Summit and Armin.
Yeah, I saw they're doing a face to face, and I thought that was interesting. Exactly, it was a post, but
Face to face is the new back
new
to
back
back,
to back.
right?
Yeah, Perukaville does it too.
No.
And Ralph said this is out of his scene, so he already knew about this for 20 years. Uh, did I send it to you?
No,
I did not.
no. You sent me a
Oh,
clip.
I just have said it to myself as in my chat, maybe
Okay.
in the shower. Oh, here, a state of in a state of trance. Yep.
in the radio show, or
Is this new or is this old? Wait a minute. Am I just quoting old things? Oh,
is it?
the State of Trance Poland, 25th anniversary, and Armin van Buuren face to face John Summit. I thought that was interesting. I mean, they're both huge headliners.
Mhm.
Um, are they the same genre? Maybe, kinda, could be. It's just interesting that Armin blends with so many genres at the moment, and he did a back to back with Adam Bayer at Coachella. He does back to backs with Maddox, I think, with or face to face. Sorry, whatever, all the same. And now with John Summit, and I thought that's interesting. And that John Summit's also, I think he's at this point maybe bigger than Armin. Maybe not in Poland, but let's say worldwide.
Mhm.
And it's just awesome. I thought it was interesting.
Why is it that those face to faces become more of a thing these days? Is that to make DJ
Purple
sets more
Cow.
interesting, or
Purple Cow.
yeah, exactly. It's
We
just
haven't seen
something
it. It's
new.
like, hey, that's new. So that's gonna
Mm.
wear off eventually. It's kind of also funny. It mostly looks cool online. I think there's so many decks. It just looks cool.
Mm.
Just production wise, it looks different. It has a bit of difference. And hey, what's the guy gonna play now? What am I gonna play? Does it all work
Uh,
together? That's interesting. But I think eventually it's some kind of a hype thing. Um, yeah, Purple Cow, like that's new now, the new thing.
okay.
It's coming to the mainstream, and it's been already in Ralph's genre for ages.
Uh, I was
uh,
I was watching a few of the Coachella sets last week. I was in that algorithm,
mm,
and I saw Mocha coming by. Mochak on one of the stages, I
yeah, the
believe
house DJ.
Sahara stage, I believe.
Hmm.
That guy has energy on stage, man.
Yep,
Like I was looking, and just simply, if I even put out the music, you could just enjoy the guy in his, like, the way how he moved, the way how you just saw that he's having a good time. It's just energetic. It's very contagious.
it's this whole thing. That's
Yeah,
I think how he got known.
and
To
he does have great music though.
No, he has great
Yeah,
music and
yeah,
he's a great DJ. But I remember him through TikTok because he was so like his whole persona,
yeah,
like mouthing every word of the song. And it's very cool that that's backed by actual proper DJing. And like there's one set he did in I think it was France or something. I mentioned it last year on the podcast. I think it was such a good set. So he's
oh
like
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
on
but
on top of the music. It's That's what I like, because this is the thing. When someone comes up, I think it's very human, a human emotion to be like, what does this guy bring that the rest doesn't? Like, huh? Why? Where out of nowhere this person comes up? So
yeah,
then it's always very awesome that someone is then actually backed by the history and climbing the way up, the
yeah,
way, there's been a grind for years that we didn't see. And that's other than like what's that, the Haktua girl, where
yeah,
it's like, oh, she came up through one video and now you see the downfall. That's what
yeah,
kind of, so it's nice to see someone coming up seemingly out of nowhere, and then it turns out, hey, there's actually a whole history. And
yeah.
yeah,
By the way, there's something flying over. I'm not sure if you can hear it,
can't hear it.
dude. I don't know what this is. That's weird. Okay,
The
very weird sound. It's a very weird sound. Anyway, let's go to the.
Clip of the week.
Clip of the week.
Uh,
There we go. Each week, we try to pick a clip here in this podcast. And this week, Jay sent in one from someone we probably don't know, but it was pretty funny. So let's check it out.
No way. I think I found it. There it is. There it is. I finally found my sound.
There's so many good things about that video. So if you're listening, it's a video and it says how producers think they will find their sound, and then there's a guy like freaking out, like he has this eureka moment, like
Yeah,
there
like
it is, there's
I
my
found it.
sound.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like ironically meant, like, hey, that's not how you're gonna stumble upon your sound. Your sound is a kind of what I think is a sort of accumulation of all your choices as a producer and all your preferences over many years of production, and then it's like, hey, I can pick out a,
yeah,
name a DJ his song, because you can just hear, hey, that kind of bass line. Actually, it's really funny. I was watching a set of someone. I won't
yeah.
mention names, and I'm like, that track is very cool. It's labeled as an idea, so let's chat to someone who I think it sounds like a producer. And I said like, hey, is this your song? And they said, well, that's funny because I did produce it, but it's not for me. It will be on such and such album. And I was like, amazing. You can hear, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just a very funny reel. Just the guy used Lord of the Rings music. I can only appreciate
Yeah,
that. It's just
I must say, PP in the chat has a pretty insightful thing to talk about. Now
oh.
producers became comedians. Is this bringing gigs? I'm not sure. To be honest, this is a very valid question. I just saw
Mhm.
I just saw another post. That's why I was looking at my phone from Aurelius. Do you know who that is?
No.
Me neither. But he had this post: summer tour cancelled, with
Yeah.
like all of his dates kind of crossed. And then if you start looking at the description, it says, "Funny thing is this: there is no tour." And then he starts ranting about the fact that you can have millions of streams, release on respected labels, get support from big artists, hear your music played around the world, and still sit at home all summer long waiting for a call that never comes.
Mhm.
And to be honest, I think that is the state of the industry,
Yeah.
right? If I
Yeah.
look at most of my clients, they're in a similar stage. Like on paper, they do very well. But
Mhm.
if you look at their calendars, at their gigs,
Yeah.
not so well.
No.
And that's why I wanted to go to the mention of Pepe. Now producers has become comedians. Let's take that guy for example. If he has a certain type of humor and he manages to build an audience online through those comedian type of clips,
Yeah.
will that translate to gigs? I think if you would manage to build an audience around it that is actually interested in your music,
Yeah,
and
but
they
that's
and they just found out about you through the comedian clips, and then they got in touch with your music, then it would make sense. But I think most people stop at the comedian clips.
mhm.
They don't get dragged into a level deeper, which is the community.
Yep.
Um, and I think that that's for most artists right now, that's the challenge. You want to
Mhm.
take the audience that you can capture with your content and drag them deeper into your world.
Yep.
Let's call it a community, like we have with the Discord. And that's where you can go deeper and bring them to your music and show them more about
Mhm.
your personality. But if that step isn't there, the audience will kind of stick around the content, which is nice and which is funny,
Mhm.
but they
Mhm.
will probably don't build a connection that deep that they will buy a ticket to come to your show.
Yeah.
That's
No,
that's
and
what
then
I
you have to wonder if people go to shows that watch that reel, you know? Oh, you go viral. Yeah, well, how many of those people actually are going to festivals, you know? That's the other
yeah,
question. It's like that is also the difficulty, because you can be an online super persona, but how are you going to sell your stuff? How are you
yeah,
going to sell your service? It's like if you're a producer these days, yeah, cool. You produce nice music, so you have an audience of producers that also are in the same. But are they going to festivals? Maybe not.
yeah.
So
Or
it's
do they even care about your music, right?
also that. But even if they care, and I think that's also a tricky thing of like, I remember back in 2017 or something talking with the agency. I remember this very clearly, and I was like, yeah, but I'm doing all these things. I'm doing studio videos, and I'm like, because things are always going a bit up and down. So even if things are seemingly going very well, you're always like, hey, how can we grow
Hmm.
more? And it was like, yeah, but one of the agents just said like very like, yeah, but no one gives a shit about your studio videos, and he meant it very well. He was like, dude, people that go to festivals, they don't watch breakdowns
No,
of how songs are made.
no.
They're like hanging with the cool kids. It's like, hey, who's popular? Like it's a bit more of a popularity contest, but also it's very music based. People know a song, and then I know that song. Oh, that's that person. I see him on the lineup. Let's go to that stage or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what you
yeah.
see happening with TikTok right now. When
Mhm.
music gets discovered through TikTok, you
Yeah.
can just see it happening in the DJ set. When someone plays a TikTok hit, everyone sings along.
Mhm.
And the rest of the time, people just kind of vibe or stand still or whatever. But that one little moment, the thing that people recognize from socials, from
Mhm.
TikTok, let's say
The
what the
the
cool
the
kids watch,
Yeah,
that's what
depends
they
on the
see happening.
crowd. Depends on the crowd as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
like,
Yeah, obviously.
but that is some it is a difficult thing now, and I also saw, well, Josh has a very good comment. It's very rare that the phone will ring. You
Yeah,
need
this
to
one.
pick it up and hustle and do the work.
Yeah, and I think Josh is the perfect example of this, as
Super,
in
super good comment.
Josh's career is doing really well. It's taking off. He has millions of streams. He has it all. But he still has to hustle to get his gigs, and he's doing a great job getting
Yeah,
them
yeah,
because he's touring quite a lot. So
yeah,
props for them. But he's kind of the living example of how that thing goes right now.
yeah. Yeah, and I also saw Renzo Nardecchia, so something like
Hmm.
that. Yeah, I see artists getting booked because of their legacy and past success rather than what they do currently. Yes, also very true. I still have many gigs where people book me and remember me for my old tracks. And from that's just a very lucky position to be in. From that, try to build your new sound, new name. But it does mean, hey, there's then less spots for emerging talent. But you have to, this also comes down to the industry being an industry. People, work, want to make money. So festivals need to look at, hey, which names are going to sell us tickets?
Hmm.
And then if we sell tickets, which names are going to people remember, like, oh, that was so amazing. I'm going to go back next year. And yeah, then it's promoters in that sense don't, yeah, care about your intentions. They care about the result. And
Hmm.
that is, I think, where sometimes is a bit of a difference, because you can mean well and be like very artistic, but eventually, what's the bottom line? You have to be aware that if someone wants to book you, it's about money.
Yeah.
I
The
think that
bottom line is how many
very
tickets do you sell?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or what kind of um, asset are you to the club or a festival as a marketing tool?
Yeah.
Because you have two ways of getting booked. Yeah, a few more, but let's say the two main ways is, one, you sell extra tickets, like hard one-on-one. We book that artist, more tickets. The second one is, hey, this venue is going to be full anyways. We don't need you per se, but you're a good look for a festival.
Yeah. Or a nice
So
addition to the lineup
yeah,
or
because
something.
it's like Tomorrowland. I mean, they're gonna sell out without any lineup, but they need some names that are like, hey, these are the names that are the hype right now, because Tomorrowland needs to look good.
Hmm.
They if they don't have any headliners, people are gonna be like, huh?
Yeah.
Where's Martin Garrix? Where's Swedish House Mafia? Where's so it's
I think that's what you saw happening with Lowlands this year, right? On in the Netherlands, big festival, they decided to not put on that many headliners this time.
Mhm.
You can see it in the ticket sales, right? People didn't buy, as in
Yeah,
they're
and
like,
in general, it's a problem here. I think not
yeah,
everything is selling out. We had Paaspop. That's one of the first festivals didn't sell out, and there was a
yeah.
report about it that they didn't like it, so they banned those journalists. It's really like,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Omroep Brabant did
oh.
something about it.
Always those Brabanders.
Brabants, man.
Um,
Yeah.
let's go on to. As always, we take on questions in this podcast, which you can leave in the Discord, the community Discord, throughout the week. If you're not part of that Discord yet, there are over 800 DJs and music producers in there who are looking to connect with like minded people. So scan the QR code in the screen or check the descriptions for the link, but you're more than welcome to join. Um, let's go to those questions. There was a question from James O. I always forget about how to. Oh, hi, I think. Oh, hi, I think he said. James O. Oh, hi. Yeah. Oh, hey, that was it. James O. Hey. He says, quick question for myself. Do you have product? Oh, wait, that's last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's last week. Okay.
Yeah, there's more. There's more.
This is where it starts. Lion Harris. Question from Lion Harris. Kind of funny question. We all started out with cracked software in the beginning, or still use it partly. Do you guys ever had some weird, funny PC issues after using some crackies?
Not really. You know where I had issues a lot of times when I bought the shit and it didn't load anymore and it wouldn't. I had to like have this USB and this. I can only use it on one of my laptops. I've had more issues paying for shit than using cracked stuff back in the days. But yeah, since I've always paid eventually for all the plugins I've used. I mean,
Yeah. I
but sometimes I think even Ralph has this with a plugin. He uses the cracked version or used to, but he has but he did pay for it and then use the
Yeah.
cracked version because that works. Yeah,
yeah, and
that's,
because he's scared that it stops working if he
Yeah.
does install it. Yeah.
yeah.
I had some problems with it back in the days, but that was mainly in the installing process. As in, that always was a big hassle to get it
I
working.
love the key generators. If it
Oh,
wasn't a virus, you had like the
key
best
gens.
music, the best
Key
music
gens.
in there.
Whoa, take me back. Key
Yeah, yeah,
gens. Yeah, the zip files. Wow, a lot of headaches.
Hey, I see an interesting comment. I want to quickly go to
Which
that.
one?
By Renzo Nardeccia.
Yeah.
Artist-curated festivals should make a comeback. So, like if Tiesto or Garrix hosted the lineup, I think, or curated also the lineup. I think that's what he means. I don't know about that because they would bring their friends. They would bring their friends and people they have a benefit in or like kind of want to do well. It's not always the best for the. That's a bit underestimating promoters and talent buyers of festivals because promoters and talent buyers of festivals usually are very aware of what's going on in the market. They know if they're good. They know exactly like, hey, who's gonna be popular this summer? Hey, this guy we need. They have some acts if they're smart that are upcoming, might be the next big thing. So I don't know if artists like Tiesto or Garrix would make the best lineup, and I mean that with all respect. But promoters and usually talent buyers have a really good view on what works.
Yeah.
So really,
It's
it's an art. It's really like it's
It's trend spotting, right?
yeah. It's like you have to be really good at it. It's not something to underestimate how hard it is to put a lineup together.
True. Here's a
But
question.
put J Hardway on it, and you'll be good.
Here's a question from Renzo. Was there ever a moment in your career when you felt lost? Could be feeling disconnected from your music or shows, or maybe chasing a level of success that just wasn't happening yet. I did. Shall I tell?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. It might be in my book, but I started off making more tech house music, tech house music. That's kind of where my passion lies, to be honest, and which I'm starting to find back right now as well. I keep coming back to the really housey sound and a little bit of tech house every now and then. Afro house infused as well. That's what I like as well. And that's where everything started to me. But then I jumped on the EDM train. As in, I started working with Hardwell and stuff simply because that was hype and that's where the trend went. So I kind of started following the trend instead of following what I actually wanted to make. And that went well for a while. But after, let's say, 2 years or something, at that point, I didn't understand what was happening, but I started noticing a disconnection. As in, I started noticing like I just don't feel the music anymore, and I don't understand why. And I think that resulted in very bad releases, as in it just was emotionless music to me. Um, but if I go back and if I look at all the tracks that I personally like the most and which did the most for my career, to be honest, it's those house slash tech house infused tracks. Um, so yeah, I think this connection definitely happened, and it all happened because I started following trends instead of sticking close to what I actually wanted to do. So that has been a big lesson to me personally.
Yeah. I think for me, yes, I've definitely felt lost many times, way more than you'd think, way more than you think. But what I think is important is to set some kind of vision, ideas, something you really feel that you can always come back to when you feel lost. Because believe it or not, every once in a while, everything you think how it works is upside down. You're like, I hate all of this. Like even if you there's weeks in the studio where you're like making the best shit ever, and then you're like, yes, this all works. Everything what I do works. And then there's like weeks of like, I hate everything, nothing works. And I feel like for me, I've realized early enough that that's kind of a comes and goes. So just make sure that if you're not lost and you feel like everything feels good, set your vision. If you feel like everything's in line. Joey finds it very difficult, man.
No, I'm listening,
Oh,
but I'm
I thought
also
you were thinking like,
no,
what
I'm
do you
listening,
mean?
but I'm also
But
monitoring
then so
comments.
that if you then feel lost, you have some kind of like thing to stick to, like a routine or something that is like just keeps you in there until you feel it again, until that motivation and stuff comes back. So I think, um, yeah, chasing success is always a tricky one. And I think here also in the question is that you mentioned to me, Renzo asks, you've mentioned before that you're not really focused on streams or numbers, but with this new sound you've been developing, do you still have ambitions to grow your audience again? And if so, are you planning to do it? Hell yes, I want to grow my audience. Hell yes, I want to grow my streams. But for me, the only way to do it is not focus on that growth number or that streams number. At least you do analyze, but that's after you've done what you wanted to do. So you do what you want to do. You have a plan, put it out there. Does it work? Do I need to adjust? You adjust and you go back to work. And
Yeah.
in that meantime of going back to work, I'm not like constantly like, oh, this one release didn't do well. Oh, this live set didn't stream as much as I want, or this the shows don't come in, or that show the tracks didn't work. You have to have a way longer period of sticking to something. Otherwise, you're gonna like adjust every week or every month. I think maybe after 2 years, it's a good time to hey, this didn't work. Some
You know,
some things just need time as well.
you know what I think is similar to yours and mine story, and I think that's the life lesson we've had to learn
We
over
both
time.
fell off. They fell off.
No,
J. Hardway should be studied.
no, I
One of the
think
comments I saw.
we needed to started to trust our own vision, as in focus less on the
Mm.
trends and stick to what you stand for. And I think as a younger person, that's very hard because you're more how do you say that? Um, it's more interesting to you to follow trends because that seems to be the logical thing to do.
Mm,
But if
mhm.
you simply stick to what you want to do and keep doing it for a longer period of time, eventually your success will compound.
Yeah,
All those little releases, all those little pieces of content that you put out into the universe, eventually after years, not months, years will compound into
yeah,
something beautiful.
yeah.
But you need to be able to sustain it.
And that very beautiful thing might not be the success you've hoped,
Yep.
but the friends you've met along the way. Very
Yeah.
cheesy, but it is true. Or the thing you meet your wife through a party, or you whatever. Also, what I want to say is, when I just started, I had this like weird arrogance, and I was like, I know how it works. I know how I want to do this, and whatever the label says, I really was like, they said no. I was like, what do you mean no? Like I don't understand. And that kind of like switched after I had some success, and then you start listening to people that you shouldn't listen to, and that's something you need to learn
Yeah.
eventually. Like there's a lot of people you should not listen to. In fact, I think it's a it's a bigger skill to know who not to listen to than who to listen to, because the people there's just a lot of people that just no one knows. No one knows. So if
Including us.
you hmm?
Including us.
Include we don't know. So if we say something you don't agree with, it's for a reason that you don't agree with it. And don't be stubborn always, but try to go about things your own way.
Yeah, true. I want to quickly do a shout out to Splice in the Instagram chat. He says, "Big fan of your content, fellas. Always super helpful to producers and the industry, and many of us watch and can really relate and also learn. Thank you from LA."
Amazing.
Thanks for watching, man. And we're live on Instagram as well, so that's new since a few weeks. So thanks for tuning in there. Let's go to another question from the community. This one is from Ave. My question today is, did you try recreating songs when you started out and try to learn how to produce? If so, how important do you think it is to make the remake sound exactly like the original? Or is it maybe understanding the arrangement and other aspects of the production more important to learn? I think it's all of it.
Yeah.
As in, it's trying to understand the arrangement and why the track is built like that, trying to understand the sound design, trying to understand the mastering. It's all of it. It's such a useful tool to learn as a producer, and a very challenging one as well. So I can recommend it to everyone to start remaking songs. Don't release them, just use them for practice.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise,
all those things, Ave, that you said are happening. I think I have for songs tried to recreate a lead. A big one is where I was making the lead sound of "Wake Up," and I was like, I want some kind of Showtek lead. Um, I already had some other tracks with kind of that lead, different story. But then I was like, hey, wait, I'm going towards this. It doesn't sound like Showtek, but I like this. So you find also stuff that
Mhm.
you like, and that's different. So it's definitely good to imitate, and then you learn. Um, yeah, you do it differently, anyways. So I think it's very important to that it doesn't sound the same in a weird way, but
Yeah,
it's a whole process. And I think yeah, in the beginning and also always, you just need to make just many hours of making making, and it's
yeah,
yeah, and learn to love that process.
yeah.
I think that struggle, if you're not good enough yet, that struggle is what will that's what's producing. I think that's what making art is. It's that struggle of like, hey, I'm not where I am yet, I know where I want to be. That's what you need to learn to
Painful
love.
process.
Can be.
Yeah. I was
Embrace the
thinking,
pain, man. Embrace the pain.
embrace the pain. That's a life lesson too. Um, Last week I also had to think about Timbaland talking about purple cows. That guy is such a great producer. Like if you listen to all his hits, it's insane.
Yeah.
And what made him a purple cow is we knew hip hop, right? We knew hip hop, but that wasn't a new thing. But the way how he made beats with like these organic type of drums, it just changed the whole vibe of the song.
Yeah.
Combined with a very great vocal, like um, how do you call it? Like a singer songwriter on top of it.
Mhm.
Perfect
Yeah,
stuff.
he was a legend. He now uses Suno. I think he has a partnership with them, but
Yeah, it could be. Oh,
he was
that's a
very
nice
good.
bitch. It's a nice bitch to the next question from Brian.
Hey,
Is there any artist you look up to who completely let you down the moment you met them?
for
Oof.
me, no, I don't think so. No, I'll tell you why. Why not? Because if you're around more famous people more often, you quickly realize that they're all just
Human.
some dudes and some girls. It's all
Yeah.
the same. So like when I came up and met all these DJs, a lot of them are actually like super nice, but you
Mhm.
also meet them quite like backstage, so you're always going to be friendly. But then you realize like yeah, they're just people. They're
Yeah.
not. Some of them are special, but that's more because of how they look at their art and how they. But they're still just people. Once you realize that you look up to people, but differently. Like I think
Yeah.
that's such a the I but I never really. That's also my personality. I never understood the obsession with famous people. Like I don't.
Have you ever been starstruck?
No,
No, me
never.
neither.
Not really. No.
Me neither. Am I? No. I always kind of thought like, okay, these are people too, and that kind of normalized them in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't think I've met a person that I looked up to who kind of disappointed me. I think maybe the biggest disappointment for me was realizing that they're normal people.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like just realizing like, oh, there's nothing special about them. Like they're doing the same exact thing
Yeah,
as I'm
yeah, yeah.
doing.
Yeah, they also have no idea. They
Exactly.
think they do. It's like, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's in some kind of weird way. It's hopeful and a letdown at the same time. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's
It's like, oh,
very weird.
they're not superhuman. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I was hoping
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
knew what they were doing. Like,
yeah.
no, they don't. They're just trying to figure things out as well.
Yep.
Question from Klaus for you, Jay. Can you take us to your mental process when you release a track? What makes you decide a track to release? And through what phases do you go from that decision to a real release?
So, mental process, struggling in the studio. That's one thing. Then you have like something, hey, this is good. And if you have that, quickly finish that idea. Like quickly go set like at least the whole arrangement and quickly try to finish it as quickly as possible because you won't stick to that vibe always. Then for releasing, I talk to my publisher. I talk to friends, producers. Rainer here is a friend of mine, and I'm like, hey, which should be the next one? And we're kind of like, I always think the best one should be the next one, and just throw it out there. And then what I always make sure is like with the promo stuff and sending stuff, did I do everything in my power to get it to certain people? And if I did that, then I try not to care about the end result. And then it's like I did everything I could. So I sent it to everybody I could. I
Yeah.
reminded everybody I posted enough. Now it's in whoever's hands, it's like we'll see where it goes. And then a lot of times, because I just also from experience, the more expectation you have, the less happens. And you're like, this track is going to be the
Yeah.
next big thing, which I also think you should always have. If you're making something, you finish something, you should
Yeah.
always have the feeling this is the next big thing. If you don't feel that,
Yeah.
maybe don't release it or just post about it. Um, but I've also come to learn that that's kind of a momentum, like a moment in time where like this is the next best thing. So then you release it, and then you're like, oh, you're so disappointed. But then I learned like, man, sometimes it does happen,
Yeah.
So
True.
yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Um, and also very important, any small little success, celebrate as a huge win. I think that's
That's what
like
keeps
I
you
even
standing.
before Ultra, I sent like all my unreleased music to Armin van Buren, and he replied and he said like, "Hey man, that's awesome. Thanks for sending." I don't even know if he checked it, but I was like, "That's a win. That's gonna
Mhm.
be so." Yeah, just from your side, do everything you can, and then just roll the dice, kind of thing.
Cool. A win is a win.
Yep.
Josh says, I remember when I met Joey and Jay back in 2019 backstage in London. I was nervous. I hope by now you realize we're just normal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We're like normal people. That was a fun night, by the way. I think about that quite a lot.
yeah,
That was a fun
yeah.
night. It's actually that's the first time we met as well.
It is,
Yeah.
and it felt so. It makes no sense, but we never felt awkward or something.
No, I kind of felt like I already knew you.
Yeah, we always were like, "Oh yeah, this is the exact same as now."
Yeah.
It's like,
I already knew Nicky Romero, so I already knew you as
yeah,
well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I knew already some revealed artists, so it was just the exact same again, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So all over again. Yeah. I guess that's it for now. Renzo. Oh wait, Renzo has a follow-up question in the chat. Don't you sometimes wish to just put music out without anyone else's input, maybe in a different alias?
yeah, I do that with Eggboy now. I just released it myself, and I just no one has input really. I decide, which is fun. I've tried it with one alias. Yeah, it was just like an experiment. It wasn't, yeah, uh, too little time for that because of my career right now and kids. So I think I would do that more. Yeah, but I think interesting for you, Renzo. You think about this until next week. What is music without any input or without feedback?
It's an
Think about that.
emotion.
Everybody, think about that.
Take that with you for next
Take
week.
it with
Let
you.
it
Put it
sink
in
in.
the Discord. Let us know. Maybe in the general chat.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it next week. We have
Let
our
it marinate. I
yeah.
just wanna I just wanna check one thing before we go because I was checking the TikTok stream and our voices are pitched.
What?
Oh no, it's normal. Oh no, it's normal. Oh wait, just seconds ago when I checked it, it was like high pitched. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in again. We appreciate you all. Don't forget to check out and join the Discord. It's with over 800 plus DJs and producers who all are like-minded like you. It's free to join as well. Links in the description. And check out artistcoaching.nl. That is artistcoaching.nl for all the things we do and coaching services as well. We'll be back next week, probably with Ralph.
I don't know if I'm there. I'm gonna be in China, so
Perfect. Okay, so it might be
but I'll
just
try.
me.
I'll try to be there, everyone.
Cool. Enjoy your day, everyone, and we'll be back next week. Bye bye.